challenges that we're faced with in storage lifecycle management today are some of the same challenges we've seen over the past 10 and 20 years. And primarily we see storage growth as the biggest challenge, right? Storage continues to grow. There are regulations requiring us to retain data for longer periods of time, and companies have a difficult time getting their arms around it. Where do we put this data? So when we look at data retention, there's really two areas of data retention. We look at short-term data retention and long-term data retention. So short-term data retention really allows us to write data to, today, mostly disk in the form of snapshots or data replication. Our long-term data retention is really our primary use for tape. That's where we can take from our short-term, we can push that data out to our tape, and then we can take that tape and push it off-site so we can save it for as long as we need to, depending on what our corporate policy is or what our regulatory requirements are, whether we need it for a year, 2 years, 10 years, or even out longer, because tape has a great retention life. When you look at products from Oracle, specifically their tape products, there's a long history of engineering and quality based on the Storage Tech acquisition. And Storage Tech has been around for 40 plus years. So we can see lots of that tape technology that's embedded in the products, and reliability. Number one, Oracle is number one. Oracle Storage Tech is number one in reliability, number one in efficiency, and Oracle products also are the most scalable. So these are some of the things that Oracle brings to the table. But you're really looking at the Storage Tech core. Storage Tech having 40 years of experience. So you're ensured to have the highest quality of tape and robotic and automation built into the Oracle product line. Well, some of the challenges in getting a tape product to work efficiently and effectively come from a number of areas. Number one, we need to look at the drive device itself and the data transmission rates that it can support. So we need to understand the minimum and the maximum transmission rates or the data transmission rates of that device at the tape drive itself. So that's number one. The second thing we need to look at is the source of our data, servers and storage, and the data transmission rate, or the data transfer rate, I should say, of that data back to the tape drive. So how fast can we get the data from the server, from our storage device? So we need to understand those numbers. And the third thing we need to understand is how fast the medium or the transfer over the wire, whether it's Ethernet or fiber channel. Are we looking at Ethernet? Is it gig-E or is it 10 gig? We need to understand all of those throughput values in order to provide the tape with the maximum data transfer speed. If we don't have that speed, the drive isn't going to like it, and we're not going to get the performance that we need. ConRes can help you, identify those areas that are challenging. And in other words, we need to find out those speeds. And the only way we can determine those speeds is through some kind of testing and measuring. So Continental has over 40 engineers. We have engineers in both networking and server technologies, tape technologies, and software technologies. So we can determine those speeds, and we can help you size your environment for the best tape solution. We can help you tune that environment because we understand all of the components of the networking, the storage, the software, the tape devices, and we can put that all together so you have an efficient and smooth implementation. Well, one of the challenges that many people find is planning out a project if they're going to pull tape into their environment. A lot of that stems from, the initial project planning, the hardware planning, the software planning, scheduling deliveries, installing all the right components, making all that work together. Continental can do all of that, again, with our deep engineering staff, over 40 engineers, and with our integration center. We can put all that together. We can stage that prior to shipment. We can schedule deliveries so everything comes together on time. And we can help stage the initial implementation, the testing, and the final production. Well, ConRes is fairly unique because we do have all the components. We have great relationships with multiple vendors, so whether it's hardware, software, networking. We have the integration facility where we can stage your environment. We can put your data, we can put your applications on if you want to stage that before it's shipped out. We have, a great staff of salespeople that are knowledgeable, and the company's been in business for over 40 years. We've been in business since 1962, so we've done a few things right to stay around this long.